Starting the live stream here, my friends. Welcome. Hold on a second before we start officially. Okay, let me know if it's working. My phone, my microphone. It's gonna be a very awesome lesson for today. Meanwhile, let me. Okay, let me see here. Let's get started already, guys. We're not going to lose your time. I'm sure about that. So welcome to the Vectorize, my friend. My name is Jonathan. Thank you so much for joining me here. Let me see your name. So tell in the chat. Okay, say hello to me. So I'm gonna read your name and I'm gonna say hello back to you. Okay. Hello, Down, singer host, Aileen. Hello, Aileen. Vela, Tick, Paul. Hello, Paul. Rene, Ricky D, Angela Sanderson. Hey guys, you are very welcome here. I'm very glad to have you guys join it. And look, what we're gonna see today, we're gonna do and use the paint tool in case that you are struggling, because I'm noticing, guys, on the Vectorize Club that you are doing a very great job on there. But I'm noticing that the curves that you guys are applying needs to be improved. Of course, it takes time to get a better level with art skills with vector as well, and that's why I wanted to bring a lesson that's gonna improve even more your paint tool skills alongside with art skills as well. Everything at the same time. I'm sure about that. So in order to bring this lesson, I decided to come up with this image here that you guys see right now. It is gonna be the Incredibles. We're gonna study these characters. We're gonna see how you can come up with gestures, and that in case you don't know and why it's so important to understand gestures, it is that it changes a lot the way that you create your stuffs. And as I always like to say here in my channel, all this content that I use as reference is only for references, okay? And feel free to use this to study, but don't, let's say, use this as, okay, this is a work that I created, because of this copyright issues. But the thing is, we are using these materials to study because they have a very great design. And the past week we did the stylization of the professional characters, and we did it by ourselves. And yeah, that's it. And one other thing that I want to say, it is to invite you, in case that you are not joined on the Vectorize Club. This is our club where I do and I release a lot of tutorials on here since I think 2019. I don't know, it's been a while. And here I post all the lessons, tutorials, mini classes, courses as well that I want to release even more. So many principles, things that will really help you a lot, and I'm sure that you won't regret. In case that you don't like, you can quit at any time. All right. Okay, I think that's it for now, and feel free to visit here and take your seat. Okay, guys, the first thing that I want to bring here, in case that, let's say you are a beginner and you have no idea at all about the paint tool. The paint tool is this tool that you can see. If you over the mouse over here, you can see, right? And in my case, I use this tool as F. I don't use this as a P. Why? I want to show you why. Let me switch here to the screen. That is not the screen. I think it is this. Let me see. Oh, okay. Let's see. Okay, now usually, guys, I use this kind of keyboard, so I use just these hands over here, and I change and switch the hotkeys. So if I press F, D, it's gonna change here the layers. So yeah, I still need to record a lesson about hotkeys, but I need to build a material. It takes time, really time, to build a nice material. But the thing is, I use F to select my paint tool, not P, because I don't like to cross my hands over here. I hate that. This is the first thing that you need to set up. F, as pen tool. Okay, I hope this is very clear. And after that, I hope that you have a minimal knowledge about the pen tool. But if you don't know what is the pen tool, come here, Affinity Designer help, click this option, then type here pen tool. You're gonna see in the pen tool options over here, the description. All right, this is the primary description that you're gonna see by Affinity. The options, the descriptions of the buttons as well, and other stuffs in case that you want to study by yourself. I'm not going to talk one by one. I want to teach you, my friend, what really matters and what's important. Okay, for me, this is what matters. I want to save your time. You know me, all right? I hope so. And the first thing that I like to do, it is while you're using Paint tool, it is the low poly. Let me type here in very big way. Low poly, low poly. What is low poly? Low poly is few polygons as possible. Few polygons as possible. And what is the principle behind of this? It is instead of you creating, let's say, dragging, then oh my gosh, I don't use in this thing like this. Dragging. No. I don't drag. I hate to do this. Don't ask me why I hate to do this, but because I don't use this thing. And what I like to do, it is the low poly, which is for me works pretty well. If we try to vector this character, but before we vector, we need to see principles, right? The John principles. This is your guide that will make a huge change in your life in how you do your stuffs, all right? Your projects. So my thing is start always with shape, focusing in a silhouette. Later, leave the colors at the end stage. But while you are doing the shape it is aligned as well with the values in black and white and things like that. Okay, details always come later. If you go direct to the details, you're gonna lose your time. Don't do that. You're gonna lose a lot of your time. Texture as well. So details and textures, they are aligned to things that takes time. Okay, so focus on the shapes, because shape is one thing that you're gonna do 100% of your time. Okay, let's cover here about some principles. All right, I'm gonna show you some principles. If you see here my screen, this one, try to look here and how the character angle works. All right, if we grab here, let me grab this pen, actually the pencil, right, paint brush, and I'm gonna create a new layer for now. Try to look about how the line of action works. We have a line of action here. Okay, let me make this in green. I guess it's gonna be more visible to you. Line of action is in this way. This one is more stable, right? We have this stable position and gestures. If we make a, like, let's say I stick girl here. And same way here, we have more action coming from here. Let me make this a different color for now, blue. And you can see the shapes over here. And I like to do these kind of sketches because it shows you a little bit, forget about the anatomy, right? It shows you about the shapes and how the form works. So why I'm telling you to forget about the anatomy, because we are just grabbing the position of the shapes. Okay, so if I hide here all these concept designs, let me just hide them for now. These are the lines that we're gonna get. So for the girl, remember we got this sort of result, and look, I stick stick drawing here, and the line of action of the characters. Okay, this line of action will change completely the shapes. Why I like to show you this, in case that you are wondering why we are seeing this before we start with the paint tool, because this will change the way that you're gonna use the paint tool. And if you look at this design, it is it was done by 3D modeling, and you need to do in that way because you need to rig to make the animations, if you are familiar with that. And in that way, imagine that you do a character like this. There's no story here. There is no emotion. He's just idle. And if you plan to design your stuffs for something in any project, try to give life to your design. Try to give life. Try to avoid boring stuffs. Try to avoid to make boring designs. Because if you do boring designs, your design is gonna be boring, and nobody will watch, nobody will give you a like, nobody will give you, let's say, clients. It is how things works. Do you watch bad Netflix movie? Of course not, my friend. You will quit, and that's why you need to go to a good direction, a good gesture, a good position. And when you study gestures, the first thing that you try to think, if you try, okay, I wanna let's make this as a vector, an example. You try, let's say that you do a body like this in square, or a square that will represent his body. Basically, this will make this. It's gonna give action to the shape. Can you see? Now, remember, we had a square. We have created a square like this, and then we made a speed. We made a motion to it. Okay. Yeah, I hope that makes sense. I don't want to get too abstract, too difficult. The thing is to understand why you are doing that way. Okay. Yeah. If you go and make this as vector, the first thing that I like to do it is to understand the silhouette. And now I'm gonna create a new layer, just show you how it's gonna work. Let me just here the things. And guys, look at this. I'm gonna start here on the body. The head I'm gonna leave to last piece. So the vector low poly technique consists in select all the corners. So the corners, it is what I got over here. Okay. And yeah, we got this shape for now. And can you see that my shape is above of the image, and it's bothering my eyes. I cannot see what's behind. And to solve that problem, you can do this by bring the layer behind of the character, and then lower the opacity like this, okay, of the images, and then you simply can vector, all right, like this, and you will be able to see. And then I did the arm right now, and then I'm gonna do the torso over here, just like that. So here's the torso shape, and then of course the arms I can basically duplicate to another side, okay. And then the body here below, I'm gonna just do the vector. Paint tool again, I'm using paint tool, select, and just click. You don't need to drag. You don't need to do this. Oh look, you don't need to drag like this. No, you don't need. I don't do this. I do this, select the points, boom, boom. Oh look here my camera. Oh look how I do. Oh, not this one. I have to change. Oh look, boom, 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 boom. And then I'm gonna close here. Okay, I'm gonna close here. As you did in this side, you can simply duplicate to another side like that because it's equal. All right, it's equal. And after that, you can simply create the hips, which is this area below. You can do separately. Okay, you can do separately like that. There you go. Oh, let me bring this over here. Later I can change. So duplicate this and flip. To flip, you just need to click here this icon on top, and it will flip. Okay, and make some adjustments with the node tool, and you are good. For the head, same principle, but be careful, of course, because it can be complex to vector. Everything here, because you have the neck in a separate layer. All right, neck here, And for this neck, I'm going to change this color because I want to be able to see in between. And then look, the head, right now the head. How I'm going to do the vector of the head? Here, 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 and here. Sort of abstract. The ear now. Okay, nice, isn't it? And then the hair. I can do by 2 sides. I think it's gonna be better. And then on top, look at this. I'm gonna switch to this camera. I'm gonna vector from here, 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 and there you go. Good. So if I hide right now the design, this is the silhouette that we got. Look how nice it is. We got this result already because of the low poly. And I do like to make this kind of design in flat shape, flat lines. But it's a personal choice. It's a personal taste of you decide to make curves or not. And if you see what is curves, curve it is this that you can manage to add. And that's why you have the node tool. Can you see? We have the anatomy right now. Let me hide this again so you'll be able to see. I'm gonna hide a bit more, like this, fine for me. Okay, selecting the shape, and then you can adjust the anatomy, and then just look at this. Change here. Okay. Like this. Let me answer the question from Don Singer. How do you get clear images to use as reference? Mine are always blurry. First of all, dude, you need to get higher quality images. Let's say 4K or full AD images. If you try to get an image that it is very low resolution, of course this is gonna be blurry, it's gonna be pixelated, it's gonna be bad. If you take a look in this reference here, is not one of the best reference that I got on the internet, but for me it's fine enough to bring this lesson. Can you see the details? It is a bit pixelated, but for me, for this lesson, it's fine. Okay, I hope this you can understand what I mean. So back on here, we did already the low poly for this character, and let's add just a small curves to it. All right, just a small curves. Of course, in this stage, you can manage to add the anatomy. All right, so you saw here me doing the low poly, then you go to the anatomy. So of course, low poly. After that, you have the silhouette. I think it's the way that it's right. I don't know. Okay, this way, silhouette and anatomy. So this is a scale of how things works. Okay, good. Alright, after that, on anatomy, you need to focus on how the muscle works. Of course, if you try to live like this, you need to know that these characters are heroes, and you need to convert some muscles alive. Like this, we have biceps and other muscle. I really like, to practice gym. If you follow me on Instagram, you know that perhaps I love workout. Yeah, my friend, that's it. This biceps here is not there's a curve here, so bring this a bit slide. Can you see we have a line, and then just press A and bring this onto here. It's easy to manage that way, so far easier to do that way compared to dragging, no, because here we are just focusing to adjust the anatomy, and look, we can convert this to curves on here on top, like this, convert to curves, and look how easy it is to change now our shapes. Okay, you can decide to add more nodes if necessary, only if it's necessary. You can change this alignment over here. I want to invite you to do this. I want to invite you to grab this exercise and send on the Vectorize Club. You can do anything that you want. We are vectoring this character because it's a very nice shape. I really love this design. All right, so we are just practicing on here. We did as well this shape here, which is creates a very nice and appealing visual aspect. Okay, look, and now look at the body. Look here, my friend. Look at this. Oh, the body is showing muscle, right? And then here below, it is flat, right? And to avoid this, to make this in a more organic way as possible, you just need to do this. Pay attention here on my camera, please. You need to select the node, this node over here, make it as curved here on the top. You just need to select these two buttons. You don't need anything more else. You don't need to have advanced tools. No, forget about it, my friend. You just need to click here on the top and then convert this to curves, and then that's it. Okay, you can of course use the reference to manage to make it in a good line. And can you see we have an event over here? You have a situation that is not 100% soft. There is a shape over here. Let me just redraw. Hold on a second, please. We have a shape that is here, right? Oh, look how nice it is. We have a shape over here. Okay, that it is the the boots, I guess. I will place over here. Okay. You can do in two ways: by adding a shape over it and then click to select this both shape, and you're gonna need to add. Click here on top to add, and then it's gonna be a part of the same shape. Okay, like this. Or I usually do in that way. Because it's for me simple. I'm just using the node tool, and I don't need anything else. I just need to use the node tool because I can create one node and drag this onto here and where I want. And then I have just create a node, and for me it's fine. It's easy. I am dragging this onto here. This as well. I will just I could leave this as sharp, because there's a difference between a sharp corner versus curved corner. So this is sharp corner and this is curves. Curves. I'm getting so fast here that my computer cannot follow my movements, dude. Yeah, guys, I'm trying to explain as better as I can in a short amount of time, but I hope that it is very clear for you. Okay, and if you are already professional, you are very welcome here, my friend, to follow my method. All right, you are very welcome to do that. Okay, I hope this is clear now for you to do a nice design, and then let's progress. Let's at least finish this part here. I've just dragged push this into here, but this point, look, what I'm gonna do is create a new node and then bring this push back, and this, there you go. Of course this, look, I will change here, boom. It is just soft, is a soft lines. I will push this here, I'll push this here and drag it. Yeah, I need to tell you, the way that I do, even for my clients, they always get surprised about my speed, the way that I deliver my contents. I deliver faster because of the method that I have created. Like this. Okay, look. Same from here. Select. Keep calm, do your time. Do in your time. Do not try to follow the same way like I do 100%. No. I have my, my experience here. You have yours. You need to do in your time. Don't get frustrated. Create a new node and then push this onto here, and there you go. Okay, here I'll create. Can you see we have a form here? So create one node here, another here, another here, and then push this to the top, and then select all of them and then make it as rounded. There you go. Okay. And perhaps some people can think, all right, but the time that you expand by doing these curves, you could do by dragging, right? I'd say that if you drag, it's gonna take more time, because on the adjustments by dragging, it can be more time demanding to drag in the correct way. Okay, I try to watch it, some people using, by dragging, and my gosh, it takes too much time. I can't use it that way. I will drag this onto here, here. Look, try to follow the anatomy, right? The anatomy is telling me us we need to push this here, create a new node here, and then push here. There you go. Create a new node here, bring this back, and there it's on. Here, just push. Boom. Look, if we turn off our let me just fix this side here because I haven't created this properly, and then bring this a bit to here. This is the one as well here, and cover these two curves. There you go. Look at her body. Look at her body. We have just created, okay, the shapes, and after that, look at this. We did the low poly alongside of silhouette anatomy. Alright, and then we can apply, my friend, values. But the values can, bring over here during the low poly. You can bring over here or here as well. There is not a single rule, no, because the values can come alongside with the colors. You're gonna see what I mean. So I'm not going to let me just do this in a quick way. We have the head, right? So to do the head shapes as well, same thing. I'm gonna select all of it, convert to curves, and make it adjustments over it like this. Select all of it. Let me show you screen. Select all the nodes, convert to curves, and there you go. I'm using, look, can you see my keyboard? If I place here, let me turn off this cable because it's bothering me. Hold on a second, my friend. And let me just zoom out a little bit my camera. Okay, look, just to show you the way that I do, okay, a little bit. Can you see at least my hands? I don't move these hands to here. I just use it over here, and basically it is. Let me turn on the Bluetooth because I'm not using cable. Let me see if it's working now. Okay, it's working. This is how I use. Press Z and Z to zoom, space to move, and then A to drag. Z here. I can convert this simply by click on here. So it is how I do. That's why perhaps you are, oh my god, how he make this so fast. It's because I have my own hotkeys, and also of course I'm very used to it. All right, we did our as well, and already the lines. All right, let me fix the head now. I've just converted this to curves, and we got this, let's say, face over here. Okay, look, you guys, we got this entire result. And remember about the colors. Of course, to understand the colors of this character, let's suppose that you have, let me bring this alive nearby. So if I paint this to red and place this as red, and red, everything red for now. Okay, the body. How I would make the shapes here inside? Of course, I would insert a shape here inside of these legs, which is gonna be look like this. Look, D for the pencil tool. Okay, insert inside. Let me bring it now the black color. Okay, insert inside is turned on. I'm pressing the pencil tool, and then I will draw. Look at this, following this method, and I will fill this area. Just fill. I will fill now this area again. Fill, and then here. And then here as well, look, I can paint this in black. Let me check it out and make it this in curve. Remember, curve, curve, and curves. And curves, a lot of curves. Let me fix this here. Okay. Now same for the arms. Arms, same thing. Insert inside. Let me check it out. Oh, okay, it's the gloves, and then draw an area. And I'm using hotkeys and draw an area here as well. There is a belt over here. Draw an area. Let me create this a bit better. Whoa. This area is a bit orange, right? Orange. Something like this. Cool. Okay. Leave it a like, my friend. We have 20 people watching us today, and I'm teaching you how I do and how you can get faster, and it's gonna save a lot of your time for sure. And if you follow my methods, I'm sure that you're gonna have a much better skills in your time. That's why I invite you to join the club, because on there you're gonna have a lot of lessons, and I do everything like this on there. Okay, back on here, of course we have the logo design in the middle, which is more, can you see, it's more a circle that it is creates this shape over here, you know. But I'm not going to make it a perfect, right? It is just show you about the paint tool, how I use that. And same for the let's say the head. I'm gonna paint this as this color, a bit brown, and the skin color a bit like this. Let me bring this to match a nice skin color, because we have a skin color basically on the background color here. And I will just turn on the swatches and then grab this color as well. And of course here inside I'm gonna draw again a shape that's gonna be black. Of course I need to match the neck, because can you see we have this curve, and my one here, it is not so nice because I haven't made it a curve for the body. Can you see we have a curve, and in our design we haven't created a curve over here, so you need to match to create the torso design, the torso shape, just like this. Okay, now it is a bit better, create a bit more form over here. There we go, a stronger woman actually. I'll place this over here, the torso. Let me bring this arm over here. Yeah, you need to take your time to make adjustments, because you know, anatomy, it is something that you need to study, you need to understand where the directions of that shape works. All right, I hope this makes sense. I can look, that as this is a vector, I could easily change this shape, you know, in a matter of seconds. I could make these arms bigger, much bigger, you know. So you can use it as a reference and build your characters. There is no problem at all about using references, right? This is what I want to bring here. And as well, here on the hair, it is covering the head. I'm not focusing today in the tutorial of faces. This tutorial is not about how to draw faces. It is how to use paint tool in an efficient way. So we did here a nice method, and hope that you have enjoyed a lot. And of course we have the details. The details come here. Look, we did the colors and the values as well can work over the details. That's why look at this, my friend. Look at this. We have the values here in the middle of details and colors. Why? Because they work together. The details and color, they work 100% together. All right, I hope this makes sense. Because if you try to use the gradient like this, or you need to follow the angle of the light and shadows. So imagine that situation that you start to apply shading here as well, and you need to see where are the shadows, and the shadows have forms as well. I want to make this very clear for you, because we are studying, we are understanding how you can prototype your design. So we have different ways to do shadings, and if you go here with values and colors, this can be created simply with the fill tool. I'm giving much more than a lesson about the paint tool. I'm showing you how you can apply values as well. And look at this. You have applied the gradient. I can apply gradient over here as well to create you know, a shading, a small shading. But I don't like to use only the fill tool because it looks a bit flat. The linear doesn't look so nice for me, and I want to explain to you why. Because I usually like to use my brushes, in case that if you really like to add a nice level, a professional level, I recommend you to download my brushes on my Node. The link is gonna be available here on the description below. I like to use since the Marvelous Vector brushes and the Master Vector brushes. On the Master Vector brushes, you have other brushes, and a lot of them you can, let's say, use the John Candy. There's a free version on there on my Node, and you can simply use and insert inside, and then look at this. I'm gonna insert inside here and draw you know, a shading here as well here, and you can use the reference like this. So look, we have a transition of color. Of course, the one that we are doing is not the same, but you can simply use this technique, stroke, and then make it as blue a little bit, just to match with the reference as well. Oh look, you can change the stroke to something like this if you want. Make this can you see? I'm changing the curve of the vector brush. Alright, and I'm gonna apply this with a bit more transparency, just a bit of transparency like this. There you go. So I have set my brush stroke, and then I can simply draw. I don't know why it's not drawing with my settings. Let me check it out. Okay, and now I think it's gonna work. Let me check. Now it's working. Drawing here. Can you see here? And selecting, drawing the shadings. So when you draw shadings, the value is coming alive on your design. Here as well, can you see this area? White, insert inside, and then boom. Here insert inside, and boom. Okay, that's it. And here this area can be a bit more complex because you have shadows here below. You have shadows here below, and you can go with the Gaussian blur to blend the colors like this. Let me remove the outline. There's the outline like this, just show you. Okay, and then I add in our design. So gradient, draw a shape in black, Gaussian blur, a bit of Gaussian blur, and transparency to solve this a bit more. Okay, and that's it. You can do that technique as well. My color profile is always RGB. I usually don't use CMY key because just in case that if you are planning to print, I guess, you know. I'm digital artist. I usually never print my stuff unless if I need to print my stuffs, but you can change it simply by going to file, document setup, and then change the color mode CMY key. I use RGB. For me it's fine. Okay, it's just a matter of preference. Here the shading, let me show you here on the belt shading. Pay attention about these transitions. Okay, this is why I like to call this as art class. I like to call this as art class, my friend, because I teach you the main fundamentals to get a much better skills. I'm not teaching you just about the paint tool. I'm teaching you about how you can do colors, shapes, silhouette, gestures, everything that you can go in a school, pay a lot of money, and then you end up learning. You stay 4 years on there, and then you don't know where to go, you don't know where to work, and then you feel lost. And here I'm giving you this for free. I'm teaching you here in how you can apply this principle. You can go. Oh, I'm full of energy here, my friend. That's why I'm a bit excited today compared to other days. Look, you can add the shadings over here. Okay, I'm applying the shadings here with the gradients. Let me apply the gradient over here. A bit of light. No, that's it. Alien, that's why it's important to define your goal before you start your project. So ask yourself if you need to print this project. So as soon as you have the idea, it's better, and that case you don't need to change later, because the color can mess up everything if you change, for sure. Yeah, it's important to always have a plan. It's good. So I have just placed the colors over here with gradients, and then you can create a nice effect. Look, just here we have I did some I did some brush strokes into here, but because of my spirit of drawing, and then I let. But you could do this effect in just 3 shapes. It's fine, you don't need to do a lot of lines. And okay, let's explore more things here. The same for the arms. You can notice that we have a shadow here below, and one thing that most people struggle, it is to add shadows. Of course, shadow, it is very difficult because you need to understand the direction of light. If we have more lights going in this direction over here, let me show you. If we have more light coming in here, it's gonna have a shadow in the opposite area, simple like that. Okay. And of course, can you see that there is a bounce light coming from here, and you don't know where this light is coming from because it's a 3D thing that can have a light nearby to the character just to pop out more the silhouette. Yeah, it is good to know, Ellie. Yeah, if you guys plan to print your stuffs, of course, CMYK key is the direction that you should go because of the printers. You have the colors that it is cyan, magenta, and yellow, and black. I think is it. All right. So guys, yeah, good. Can you see we did here everything basically about the shadings as well. We have shadings on digital shadings. Yeah. You guys will notice in all my lessons when I feel more excited, when I feel a bit, not sad, but it is more tired. Somehow I am sad because I'm tired, because I cannot give, full of energy lessons. This is my case sometimes. All right, shadings here that comes with details. Okay. Can you see the only thing that we did in this lesson, as you guys noticed it? I hope that you have been watching this lesson since the beginning. If it's not, watch this again. So just to make this logic in a very simplified way, this is the direction that you guys can go. And let's see the time that is now. All right, it's almost finishing. I hope that it is very clear with you guys, and I want to see you guys doing this exercise. We're gonna explore more next week the gestures over this design over here. Okay, this character, which is very nice. I think he's called Flash, right? And what can be tricky in this character, not only the gesture, right? The gesture can be easy, but it's how you layer these stuffs, because we have a layer over here on top of it. Okay, let me change this color to something like this. I did it with the pencil tool, and you can notice that the pencil tool creates a lot of nodes, and then you need to manage to adjust everything. But my case here is just to show you, how the layers are organized, and then you have other legs here behind, just to show you example. And without the values, it's gonna look like this, you know, you cannot notice. And it's gonna look, let me make this in color relay. Oh, you can notice a very nice silhouette because he's inside, and you can notice that he's running. But this shape here, can you see? You cannot notice that this is a arm closed, you know, because it is overlapping, you know, the arms is overlapping the arms behind. Oh, look how my beautiful how beautiful is my arms, dude. Look at this. Oh my gosh, that's a shame. No problem at all. That's why I like to use vector, because I can fix this with the node tool. Alright, so here we have the head as well, and this is the silhouette, and that's why it's so important to keep everything separated. Keep everything separated. And if you are doing, for example, in outline, this is how it can look, like this. It can, you know, overlapping stuffs, and if more you manage to do more layers, it's better to keep them organized. All right. So next lesson we're gonna cover more about shapes and directions. I want to teach you some techniques that you can use, and some exercises as well. All right, to come up with designs like this. And of course, if you practice this, let's say this is a challenge that I want to ask you to bring. I want to ask you and invite you to come with us and practicing the paint tool the way that I showed you, using the way that I, you know, yeah, this is a demonstration about how you guys can do a faster and best method for the paint tool without knowing a lot of buttons. You don't need to know a lot of options over here. I tell my courses on the Vectorize Club, you don't need to study all the tools over here. You just need to know let's say 5%, because I just use it here, the paint tool, all right, with sharp nodes, fill tool, and vector brush. Only this, my friend. Other than else, it's gonna be a waste of time. You don't need to have everything. You don't need to, you know, memorize everything on here. No, you need to practice the thing that I'm teaching you on here. Okay, I think that's all for now, because we have created let's say a great lesson showing you the beginning. Oh, I could easily finish this, but I want to give this for you. I wanna let you doing that. Okay, so your task here is, I'm gonna send this right now on the Vectorize Club to vector this character, right? Let me open here the Vectorize Club. Let me just, yeah, this is, let me see here. Here, I'm gonna copy this character and paste over here. You can go to the Vectorize Club. Let me crop press this image. You need to download this image and vector this over. You don't need to finish this in details, but at least just the body shape. I want to see you guys practicing, because if you don't do that, my friend, there's nothing that I can do to make you better. I'm doing my best here to teach you. So grab this image, copy, hit click, right button, copy and paste inside of your project. Any document that you want, you can feel free to drag and watch this lesson. Try to follow, see how I do. And I don't know when I'm gonna release my hotkeys. I still need to, you know, build the material, because I want to show you. I know I'm perfectionist about, you know, releasing good stuff. I don't like to release, you know, things without a good guideline, teach people how to use it. Okay, but I'm sure that until the next month, I'm sure that it's gonna be released. I will work on that. Okay, so here's the Vectorize, my friend. I hope that you like it. All right, leave the like if you have not liked it yet. I don't know if you guys like it, but I hope so. I did my side here. I teach you. I'm not asking you nothing. It's just practice, because I want to see you get better. Only that. This is my goal on here, to see you getting better. Yeah, that's it. And thank you so much. I want to say a big, welcome if you are new here. Thank you so much for your time placed on here. Thank you, Don, Aileen, Vela. I'm, watching here my comment sections. Thank you, Rene, everybody. If you have questions, I don't know if you guys have questions, because it's hard to see people having questions on here. I'll be honest. I hope that you are not having questions because I answer, during the lessons. I hope. And I hope that I've been clear enough about my methods and how you guys can go in a new level. This was one lesson that I really enjoyed because I'm full of energy, excited, and I want to thank you so much. Okay, thank you, Paul, Burgess, and everybody else. Your support on Vectorize Club is very important, 100% important to this club. To what we do on here. Without you, my friend, I don't know. I would just do freelance things. Okay, that's all. Thank you so much for your time. See you next week, and bye bye. See you. Why I always forget about this screen? I always forget to end to another screen. Bye bye, guys.